September 16th, 2012. Alright, before I go into what happened today, I'm going to tell a couple of things. 1. They found who owned the jacket, and it wasn't Frederick or Torrid. It actually belonged to Ray Balia. I'm not sure why his jacket would be there. Unless... that would be impossible! Anyways, the second thing is that I went to John Wilkinson summer camp for clues, and yes, I did find some clues, but maybe one too many. Around 11 p.m., I got into my car and drove to where I had entered the summer camp. After taking my gun and flashlight from the back seat, I got out of the car and followed down the trail. There were no tracks in the mud other than the footprints that I had made last year, which meant that no one had been to it since. As I went up the path, my light shined on the old sign, which was entirely covered with red spray paint for whatever reason. Further up the path, I eventually reached the summer camp, and it really changed since I entered it last. The first thing that I saw when I got to the grotto where the summer camp was that almost every building in the site was burnt down. More than likely, some of the followers wanted to get rid of the summer camp, so that I couldn't find any more evidence. If that was the case, they actually did a good job. Except for the fact that Cabin A was still standing. Before I entered Cabin A, I went around looking at the ruins of the other cabins to see if there was something that would help me find where Frederick was. The first ruin I searched was the one where Forensic hung up the bodies of Kevin Christensen, Miranda, and Treston, and I wish I hadn't. The ruins of Cabin D were full of charred wood, broken glass, fragments of a bed, and rotting pieces of the bodies of Kevin, Miranda, and Treston. The stench made my eyes water, so for a minute I stopped searching for evidence in Cabin D's wreckage. Cabin B and C had no evidence whatsoever, so I was left with Cabin A. When I tried to open the door, it wouldn't budge. So I looked into the cabin. Although it was dark, I could see that someone had put a bed in front of the door so that no one could get in. I grabbed a piece of burnt wood and smashed the window out, and climbed into the room. I reached for the light switch, but as soon as I was about to turn it on, I heard someone shouting at me, "Don't turn the light on, Garasim!" The room went silent for a moment, and I said, "Why not?" The voice said, "Because if you do, all of us in the room will kill you." I froze still and said, "Well, can I at least shine a flashlight on you?" The voice said, "Yes. There you will see how many of us are in the room before we tear you apart." I got the flashlight and shined it at the other side of the room. Instantly, I stumbled back. In the same room as me were 9 followers, each armed with various knives, scalpels, and axes. One follower was wearing the babyface mask, while another wore a blood-stained shirt. The leader of the group stepped forward and said, "Now, since you killed our friend Torrid, we are going to rip you apart now." I proceeded to say, "Listen, you skinny little motherfuckers. You are all moronic. Your attempts to kill me will only result in being arrested." Eventually, the leader said, "We're going to do it anyways. The police will never find us. Ever." Smiling, I responded, "Well, good luck keeping that promise." 4 followers tried to grab me, but by the time they reached where I was already out the window and running back to my car. I could hear the leader saying, "Get Garasim now!" as well as the other followers screaming insults and laughing like a girl. They chanted things like, "We're going to get you! For Frederick!" I managed to reach the sign before one follower tried to slice my head off with his axe. I shot the follower in the chest, and he fell to the ground, laughing. Eventually, I reached the car and drove off. The followers chased my car for a while, until I got on the main road. I looked back and saw the followers skulking back into the woods. I parked my car in the garage and called the police. After a few minutes, the police came over. I told Newport and Faulkner about the followers in the summer camp and the injured follower in the dirt path. They replied they would arrest the injured follower, investigate the remains of Cabin A for evidence, demolish the remains of the summer camp, and use their hounds to track down some of the followers. After leaving, I went to my house and told you about this near-death experience. September 17th, 2012. The episode didn't come out today, if you're wondering. However, I do have some information on the followers. First off, the man who I shot turned out to be Lee Jacobson, a newer member of the followers. Secondly, although they lost the scent of the followers, the police did find a few pieces of evidence in Cabin A. They found a drop knife, a note which I will post, and strangely enough, a copy of Season 2 of Happy Appy. Faulkner gave me the note and the disc a couple of hours ago. Knowing the followers, I got out the laptop I used for the second Happy Appy creation video and put the disc in. The contents on the disc were, unsurprisingly, videos of Happy Appy episodes. When I tried to click on one, the computer froze, and I had to force a shutdown. When the computer booted, I learned that the disk had a virus on it that permanently damaged the hard drive. After replacing the hard drive and reinstalling Windows 7, I read the note. To Garrison, you should know that we are watching you when you sleep. Buy groceries, research our show, and go to places related to us. One day, when you least expect it, one of our followers will emerge from the shadows and knock you out. He or she will go and take you away to our hideout. That I shall not mention because we like seeing you try to find where we are. After that, we'll torture you. Oh yes. We'll rip your eyes, teeth, tongue, and hair out. Cut off your fingers, toes, and hands. And rip your guts out. After we feast on your flesh, we'll send pieces of your body to the police, your family in perm, and the remaining members of that inferior show. To top it off, whenever someone opens a letter containing your body part, they will take a dosage of anthrax to the face, meaning that more people will die thanks to us. If you want to know how to stop this fate, stop researching Happy Appy if you know what's good for you, Garrison. But we might just torture and kill you even if you stop researching. My group is like a hydra. Kill one member and 2 more shall join in his place. It's impossible to stop the followers forever. So in short, stop researching Happy Appy. Sincerely, Frederick Gorgoat. Even if he keeps sending me shit like this, there's no way in hell he's truly going to frighten me. September 18th, 2012. Today I was finally emailed Happy's hotel by the man. It began with Happy Appy at his ruined house saying, "Hello kids, today your old pal Happy Appy is going to buy a hotel today." Happy drives a van to a rundown hotel for sale. Happy gets on the phone with the real estate manager and buys the hotel for a mere $5,000. It cuts to a 2-minute montage of Happy Appy refurbishing the hotel with various pieces of furniture, replacing the wallpaper and carpet, and cleaning the bathroom. Interestingly, not only did Happy put a portrait of Napoleon XIV on a wall, but in the main lobby, he put up a portrait of Norman Bates. I could just tell by the fact that he put up a portrait of the main antagonist from Psycho that the plot would involve killing people in a hotel or motel. After that, Happy opens his hotel. The first customer is a kid and his parents. The parents are taking the kid on vacation, and they need a place to stay for a while. Happy gives them room 1E, or as Happy calls it, the vacation room. The 3 go into room 1E. It opens up to show that the room has beach-themed decorations. The wall is covered with a panorama of a beach. The furniture is made out of fake bamboo, and there is an aquarium near the window. The family thanks Happy and leave for the beach. While they're away, Happy meets up with Frederick, who was in the lobby reading a newspaper. He tells him that they have their first customer coming tonight, and how Frederick should kill the 3 while they're asleep. Frederick agrees and goes back to reading the news. It cuts to the following night, where the family is sleeping in their bed. Frederick is seen looming over the 3. He proceeds to lean over the bed, grab his scimitar knife, and quickly slices their throats. After this, Happy does a death smile as Frederick starts cutting up the family off-screen. After a few minutes, Frederick exits the room with a bloody trash bag, goes to the basement, and puts the bag in a metal trash can. 3 days pass, and it's revealed that Happy and Frederick had killed 7 more people, and stole the victims' money to buy more torture tools. However, on the 4th day of Happy's hotel opening, Danny is seen at the park, reading the news. He reads an article about people mysteriously disappearing at Happy's hotel. Danny is shocked, so he drops the newspaper and storms over to Happy's hotel. He throws the door open and slams his hands on the desk where Happy is at, screaming, "Why are you killing people?" Happy gives a death smile and says, "Because it's fun to see them scream, Danny." He replies, "If you don't stop, I will tell the police that you've murdered people." Frederick runs over and tries to stab Danny's hand. Danny quickly moves his hand and runs off. Frederick corners him, but Danny grabs a lighter from his pocket and sets the floor on fire. As Danny runs out of the hotel, Happy and Frederick try to put out the fire, but it grows too big to be controlled. Happy and Frederick run out of the hotel, and it shows the hotel on fire until it collapses. After that, Happy starts a long string of swears, while Frederick tries to calm him down. Happy said, "We'll get Danny one day, won't we, Frederick?" Frederick nods his head, and the episode ends. Interestingly, there was no promo for the next episode. September 21st, 2012. Today I researched some more on the Happy Appy movie that had the stop-motion surgery scene. After talking to Jim and looking up on Google and various other websites, I managed to round up 3 confirmed facts about how the fake movie was created. The movie first appeared on black markets a few weeks after Frederick aired The Towers. Part 2 was separated from Part 1, and first appeared a week later. Some members of the crew who helped work on the movie would go on to be in The Followers, like Willie Batts, Lee Jacobson, and Dudley Franklin. The stop-motion surgery took up most of the time and budget that the crew worked on the movie, which is why the other scenes look like they had a lower budget than the rest of the episodes. I know it's not a new episode or a meet with a follower, but it's at least something to hold you over until I get the next episode.